We are continuing our coverage here on ABC 24 after strong storms moved across the Mid-South yesterday. Now, earlier today, MLGW gave critical updates on storm recovery across Memphis. Now, straight line winds hit the Mid-South and triggered widespread outages across the MLGW service area. Now, this morning, they confirmed 140,000 customers were impacted by last night's gusty winds. They say power lines took a hit from up to 70 per hour miles. Now, so far, they have restored over 80,000 customers, but they are warning that cleanup could take several days. ABC 24's Alicia Renee shows us the circumstances residents face and what MLGW says customers should expect next.
A powerful storm tore through Memphis Saturday, knocking out power for more than 140,000 MLGW customers and leaving trees, limbs, and power lines across neighborhoods. For Binghamton resident Curtis Washington, the outage is personal. His mother is still without power, and he's questioning whether more of the city's power infrastructure should be underground.
Y'all talking about it may be Thursday. No, my mama old. Y'all need some lights tomorrow. Y'all need to learn how to take these lines y'all got, because I would do construction myself. Y'all need to take the line from the poles and put them on the ground. Y'all need to make it more better, because it's 2026. Let's upgrade it. Everything else upgraded.
MLGW says the storm produced winds of more than 70 miles per hour and damaged the system on a massive scale. MLGW President and CEO Doug McGowen called Saturday's event the 7th most damaging storm in the company's history.
Without much warning, winds confirmed to be in excess of 80 miles an hour, and that wind really wreaked havoc on our system. More than 140,000 customers without power. Now, right now we have 85,000 customers out. We have restored power to approximately 55,000 customers, and we're not going to stop until each and every customer is restored.
McGowen says hundreds of workers, including outside crews and tree crews, are now working on restoration. McGowen also says the majority of customers are expected to have power back by Thursday evening. In Raleigh, Gregory Boyd says his neighborhood's power stayed on, but he knows outages can happen at any time, so preparation is key.
We should prepare ourselves for anything. You should always have an emergency kit, what you're going to do, where you're going to go, who you're going to contact when these things happen, because they will happen.
MLGW is asking customers to stay away from down lines and trees touching power lines. McGowan says even a line that appears inactive can be dangerous. MLGW crews are prioritizing hospitals and water facilities and critical infrastructure before moving through larger circuits and individual homes. The latest outage numbers, restoration updates, and safety information can be found at abc24.com. In the studio, I'm Alicia Renee, ABC 24 News.
Thanks, Alicia, for that important update. And big news for Memphis Shelby County school parents and students. About 3 hours ago, they canceled all classes for tomorrow. They posted this statement to social media. They say more than 30 of their schools have outages, and several people in the district have no power. Collierville is playing it safe. They gave a heads up for all parents tonight. They're among the many schools that were affected in last night's storms. All Collierville students will report to classes 2 hours late tomorrow. Now write this down or take a picture of what they released today. That's 9:30 a.m. for Collierville High School, 10:15 for all Collierville middle schoolers, and 11 a.m. for all Collierville elementary schoolers. Now, school buses will also run on a 2-hour delayed schedule. They say parents should plan ahead if they see debris blocking neighborhood bus routes. And as Shelby County navigates a multi-day restoration process, resources are stepping up to provide relief. Here are some places for those in need of supplies and a place to escape dangerous heat conditions. Residents can find relief at these community centers across town. That's 3 community cooling centers. They were open today, and we will keep you updated for openings tomorrow. Now, for families needing groceries and essential supplies, all Castle Retail Group stores are open and serving customers today. Now, independent family-owned locations like the ones on your screen are fully operational. We will continue to provide updates on shelter, resource locations, and power restoration efforts as they become available. And the city of Memphis has also released a statement this morning. They say solid waste crews are hitting neighborhoods to pick up debris for residents. Here are the details. If you're putting out debris, they want you to keep limbs under 5 feet and separate them from regular bulk trash. They also say to expect delays, or you can take it up yourself to Ferris View or Collins Waste Yard, open Friday through Sunday. Just bring an MLGW bill with you. Now, the city of Germantown says power outages have knocked out numerous traffic lights across the city. Several roads are currently closed, and they are reminding drivers that any broken or dark traffic light must be treated as an always stop sign.
Good evening. I'm ABC 24 meteorologist Daniel McDonald here with your forecast for tonight, which is going to look quite a bit different than Saturday night. Calm conditions, a bit cloudy. We could see a few sprinkles in some of those Arkansas counties out to the west, but certainly no storms and certainly no impressive amounts of rainfall. Even last night's storms, the rain amounts here were more in line with a sort of weaker system than what we actually received. It was a big wind and even in some parts hail event yesterday for most of the region and in some surrounding spots, but a few areas such as Corinth at just over 1.5 inches, Memphis getting about 1/2 inch in total. Just a very fast moving system. Of course, you've heard that term of the storm that was forming a bow echo as it did move through some of the most heavily populated parts of the region. I'll have more details on a recap of that storm and what lies ahead here coming up in the full forecast, which, as you can see, based on these temperature values and those icons, is looking much calmer than what we have seen lately.
Thanks, Daniel, for that first look. Now we want to take you to the damage. Here's a closer look. Last night, our meteorologist CJ asked you to share your storm damage photos to our Weather Watchers Facebook page. As you're seeing right here on the screen now, these are the kinds of hazards residents woke up to. Fallen trees, power lines, and messy roads causing traffic delays. Now, we appreciate you snapping those for us, and we will continue updating you throughout the day. As power outages increased last night, MLGW held a separate digital press conference within hours of the reports to address concerns.
But we do have confirmation of straight line winds of more than 70 miles an hour. And those winds have wreaked havoc on the electric system, impacting more than 25% of MLGW's customers this evening. Make a plan if you're out of power to be out of power for several days. And if you can, reach out to a friend and help those folks who are without power.
Now, throughout major weather events, we want you to know that we are gathering as much information as we can to keep you informed. You can push ahead to our exclusive live interview with MLGW CEO Doug McGowen. That's tomorrow morning on the ABC 24 streaming app.